Hallo und herzlich willkommen beim Birch Talk von 55BirchStreet. Im Rahmen unserer Birch Talks werden wir mit spannenden Persönlichkeiten aus Wirtschaft und öffentlichem Leben die Herausforderungen der Digitalisierung besprechen. Wir freuen uns auf eine ganze Menge spannender Gespräche und Insights aus den Erfahrungen unserer Gesprächspartner. Mein Name ist Martin Orten, ich bin Gründer und Geschäftsführer von 55BirchStreet. Heute starten wir mit der Firma Aino Health aus Finnland, einem Unternehmen, welches sich um die Herausforderungen im betrieblichen Gesundheitsmanagement kümmert. Und begrüßen hierfür recht herzlich Jyrki Eklund, Gründer und Geschäftsführer von Aino Health.
So, welcome, Jyrki Eklund.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Jyrki, we would be very keen to learn a little bit about yourself and Aino. So could you give us a quick introduction of yourself?
Yeah, from myself side, so been working in a tech area past I think now 30 years. Started with the internet technologies 1994 and been doing that around the globe, living in Southeast Asia, doing works in a different part of the world. I moved then to health management area 2002, and since that I have been working to helping big international companies to integrate health management practices to their benefits. Yeah, living in Finland, mainly working from Sweden side, so originating from Helsinki, but daily work I'm doing mainly from Stockholm.
So how did you came up with the idea to found Aino? And what is the meaning of Aino, the word? Is there a special story behind it?
There is, let's say, related to name Aino. So Aino is a Finnish lady's name. Comes originally from Finnish mythology called Kalevala. And why we have the name Aino is one of the communication office when we were seeking what would be a proper name to us. And they created or found out this name Aino, and they said that it's a good name because it comes from the Finnish mythology, so we have the roots there, but also if you are pronouncing that in the USA, so it's I know. Why we started this is that it's a little bit longer story. The base for Aino Health is basically in the Finnish military forces, and there 1994, the Finnish military headquarters wanted to see change management solutions, how to move from sickness care to healthcare. And the main reason for that was that they saw that in a way, first of all, from the strategic point of view, the employee health and well-being in a military area, it's a critical thing. The other thing is that what they were seeing is that the sickness absence rates went upwards, and also there was quite a lot of early retirements. So we created one of the first this type of preventative healthcare measurement patterns, which is still used in the Finnish military forces and in some other critical areas like with the firefighters and this type of organizations. 2002. We started to, in a way, be more and more interested. What are really the root causes? Why people are sick? Why they have absences? Where the health-related costs are coming when we are talking about the corporate or organizational environment? From 2002 to 2008, we were basically doing most of our time studies. Both with by ourselves, together with the research institutes, academias, and so on. And during that time period, we screened over 1 million people. So we have one of the biggest data banks what comes, for example, to the physical condition of employees in a working life. And why we did that, the simple reason was that we wanted really to understand what are impacting to the individual's health and what are the methods how we could impact in a positive way that people are staying healthy and they can work the whole working career. We started then to digitalize the processes, and the main meaning was to really help bigger international organizations to take a grip about employee health and well-being, and bring those things forward. And on that road we are still.
So when did you start it with Aino? How old is the company?
Aino originally is founded in 1994, and I self-joined Aino at 2002 when I moved back from Singapore to Finland. And to be really honest, so my original plan was maybe that this is something like maybe 1 to 3 year project to me, a little bit like a change management process. And but to be honest, this is not anymore just a work to me. It became such an interesting topic, and the more I learned about the health management and the possibilities what can be done, I became so interested about this topic. And also at the same time, why I became so interested is not only the health, but what we can do when we are supporting the employee health. What are the benefits to the employees themselves? What are the benefits to the organizations? What are the benefits to the whole societies where we are working? That has been such an interesting journey that I never ever could have believed that I'm entering into this type of working place where I'm still, after almost 20 years, so passionate to talk about these things, to further create these things, present these things to the different organizations and interest parties.
I had a look at your homepage recently, and I found something that I know is also able to support the current pandemic crisis with a solution. Which companies are using the health manager, and how does the health manager helps those companies next to what you mentioned already, data analytics, but what are the benefits the companies gain from it? And how do the companies usually set up Aino or utilize Aino within their existing processes?
So first of all, with whom we are working. So as I said, so mainly with the international large size organizations. We have clients from mining industry to the airlines, to the IT companies, service companies, and that explains also that we are not focusing in some specific business area. So basically the health management process works in every single company. And the reason also is very simple. Human being is a human being, even if he's working in as an airline captain or in a mining fields. So the most important thing is that we need to take care about our people, about our from our employees. And the challenges might different in white collar organizations and in blue collar organizations, because in blue collar organizations there's physical presence most of the time. In a white collar organizations, like in IT companies, consulting companies, you can work quite a lot, for example, remotely and so on. And that means also that the challenges maybe they are a little bit different ones than in the blue collar organizations. But still, in the end of the day, so the way how you are dealing and handling with the employees and individuals, it's pretty much the same. So what has been then, let's say, the way why organizations are interested to integrate this type of health management product. The thing is that many human resource people and CEOs, COOs, and even CFOs, they are very aware that employee health has a big impact. For example, to the productivity, it has a big impact to the employee engagement and these type of things. But there hasn't been really a clear processes how you are dealing with this type of things, because when you are talking about health, so it used to be a little bit like a gray area that you cannot touch to that. So health is in a way a no man's land. If you have a health problems, you need to go to the doctor and so on, and that's it. But as I said, when we started this discussion, so when we did these studies and we were seeking the root causes to the health-related challenges. So all of us, we are sick, and we have a fever, we have a headache, or whatsoever. In the end of the day, if we are looking at the sickness absence numbers, so we can see that many organizations have absence numbers 4%, 7%, even over 10%. 1% is representing 2.5 absence days in a yearly basis. And what we can see from the studies is that the average normal absence based on the physical sicknesses is in a white-collar organizations a little bit over 1%, 1 to 1.5%. In a blue-collar organizations, we can talk about 3% because the work is physically more demanding and they are doing shift work and this type of things. But what we were really interested is this delta between this, which can be explained by physical sicknesses and the real numbers. This delta was what we were interested in, and the root cause is why the numbers are such a high as they are. Because we need to remember from the financial point of view that one sickness absence day normally has also a price tag. And depending on which area we are working, but it can be 150 euros, it can be 600 euros, for example, or 1,000 euros if airline captain is not showing in the working place. And so it has a huge financial impact. But the challenge was that nobody really knew what to do with these things. The other challenge was that human resource people, they had a lots of interest to support, for example, managers to deal with these type of things, how they can support the employees if the employees are not feeling well or so on. But there was not a clear processes, there was not a clear way to follow up, there was not a clear way to secure the quality of this type of dialogues what managers and employees are having together to seek out the way how to move forward. And here we created a very sophisticated data platform and a process platform, which is helping the managers to deal with these type of things, employee health and well-being, in a very, how could I say, qualitative way, so that they can really see how they can support the employees and what they need to do. And then the other thing what we created at the same time is the ecosystem around this, because sometimes you need a medical doctor, then you need to go to the medical doctor immediately. Sometimes you may need a psychology if you have a mental related challenges. And these are the things what you cannot solve in-house in a way. The managers doesn't have the capabilities, but the managers has the capabilities to solve issues like a motivation, work environment, these type of things, which in the end of the day is creating these type of absences and health related costs. So they are not all related to the sicknesses. They are related to the many other things. The truth of matter is that most of the sickness absences and health-related costs are created from other things than the physical sickness. And that's where Aino is coming in with the platform. So in a very systematic way, we are taking into the process, the key person is the manager, the supportive persons are the HR departments, other management and the leadership. And all these are bundled together to help the individual to get further.
Why are those companies not picking up topics like the health manager? And what are those companies focusing on? So why is it not on every manager's agenda or HR management or general management agenda in the German companies?
As you know, in Germany, so health has been a very, in a way, how could I say, a topic that do not touch. Health is health. It's a physical health, physical sicknesses, and so on. But nowadays, I think the awareness around health and well-being is growing in a way. And human resource people, work council people, they are starting to talk the same language, and they are starting to understand that this is not in a way to pinpoint some employee or some managers who are not coping with these things. This is just to allow them to have a good processes, good tools to handle this. And I would say so that, and this is of course my personal opinion, but Germany is now taking the baby steps in this area. But those steps will be bigger and bigger every month. And the reason for that is that when we are talking about this topic, so I would say that the most important thing in the end of the day is employee engagement, how we are dealing with our employees, how we are supporting them, even we are talking about health-related things, because all of us, we want to be healthy, we want to be in a workplace that is working well, which is supporting us, and these all, in the end of the day, are somehow related to employee health and well-being. So what I'm saying here is, Martin, it has been in a way a thing that human resources are thinking this sides, works councils are thinking this sides, employees are here, and the top management are thinking somewhere here. But they are not coming together in a way they thought. And that's what we are linking here in a very nice way. And I want to give you just one example, because it was one big German company whose top management was asking me this specific question. But if we are talking about health and employee well-being, so what are the employees really thinking about this? Because we shouldn't touch and we shouldn't talk about these type of things, because then we might have challenges with the works council and so on. And I said to them that the nice thing, what we have been seeing is that we are measuring constantly employee satisfaction towards this type of services. And in the scale 0 to 5, we are in a score 4.6. So it really shows that employees are appreciating that somebody is doing something to these things. So they are feeling that the organization are caring about them. And if they have challenges, somebody is reacting and somebody is making sure that things will happen. So they are very positive things. You shouldn't never ever be afraid to talk about these things. Super positive things. If we are looking at the human resource people, so they are very keen to bring forward topics like how to educate managers further in these type of topics, how they are caring about the employees, how they should deal with the employees, and so on. There's just a big gap, because in a bigger organizations, if you are, for example, taking automotive industry, there can be factories where is close to 40,000 employees and just maybe 10 people working in the HR area. So it's a mission impossible that human resource people could handle these things by themselves. So they need to get involved, the managers. And that's the most tricky part in the process, how to get the managers to understand that it's their task to take care about the employees. Then employees itself, what's in it for me? And that's also linked to the working council's dialogue. Why should they be interested that somebody is interested about their health and well-being? Because we have just one life, and it would be very nice to live that life as well as we can and as healthy as we can. That was one of the design points also when we started to build our SaaS solution, Health Manager. We understood very quickly that we need to, in a way, solve a couple of things. The first thing is that we cannot think that managers are super interested about the health management processes or they would like to spend lots of time with that. The other thing what we need to solve is that many of the managers doesn't have any capabilities to handle these type of things, even they would be interested to support their employees. So there was two topics: how to make this easy and fast, and how to secure that the quality, how the managers are working towards these things are in an extremely high level. Mm-hmm. The first thing related how to use the time with health management topic is that the managers doesn't see the whole solution at all before they need to do something. And when they need to do something, they are getting notification and direct access to our platform. And via that access, they get to know exactly what they need to do, with whom they need to deal with these type of things, and what is the process. And itself, the tool guides this manager step by step forward in the process. With the help of this tool, we are making sure that the quality is in a high level. So we are not expecting that the managers are professionals in this field. And these are the key things: quality and the speed. So that's also the one reason why we are gaining this, impressive results, is that we are just focusing to that thing what you need to do, and we are trying to allow that manager to do that thing as quickly as possible with as good quality as possible. So now there's not a department where everybody is handled in an extremely good and proper way, and another department where manager is not just caring. Because if this is the case, it will show directly to the higher level in the organization. And that's the power then of the data. So we are not so interested what is happening in the individual level. We are interested to see if somebody is not coping with these things and what type of support these managers maybe needs to get the better managers in this field. And that's why it's also to the HR departments a powerful tool, because they have a really narrow resources and they cannot put their fingers in every single place. But via this type of solution, it also makes it much easier to them.
How do you rate the overall market for corporate health management solutions and an outlook for health management in general? How do you think? How will it look like in 5 years?
The market will grow very, very rapidly. You may ask why, and I have a very clear answer to that. There's too much money on the table. If we are thinking, for example, these big blue-collar organizations, let's take an example, for example, automotive industry in Germany. Without the names, some of them are losing billions in a yearly basis towards health-related costs. And think about, Martin, if they could take 50% away of that. Mm-hmm. What would it mean if they are investing that back to the business and partly back to their employees? How successful would they be in the future? So the one thing what I can say is that there will be a huge growth in the corporate health management area. And now I'm not talking about telemedicine and this type of things. I'm talking about solutions that are supporting the management and the leadership to deal with these things.
Thanks a lot, Jyrki. It was very interesting to hear and learn about Aino and the market of corporate health systems. Thank you very much.